How you doing, everybody? It's me, Lindsay. So Minecraft's graphics update, it's actually been getting pretty insane. Let's check it out. The beginning of our story today takes us back, not really to a simpler time, just a different time. Approximately, almost exactly 1 year ago now, only about a month off at this point, shaders were initially implemented to Minecraft Bedrock on vanilla Minecraft. Yeah, so a little bit of a context here if you've been living under a rock or something. I don't know how it's happened for so long. Anyways, my friend, it's time for you to step out into the light and enlighten yourself, no pun intended at all, because shaders are making their way to vanilla Minecraft. Except, this is happening on Minecraft Bedrock. Only there, at least right now. Only time will be able to tell if any of this beautiful functionality that they've been hard at work building out over the past year or so will eventually end up showing its face on Minecraft Java. One can hope, one could dream, but yeah, at least for now, it's Bedrock. But it is all built into vanilla Bedrock. Right now, only in the previews, but still, the Bedrock without any additional modifications or anything like it. Ever since this thing's initial implementation into vanilla Minecraft previews about a year ago, almost every single preview, I would say, has had some kind of toggle adjustment or fix. And to me, being your preview following lad himself, I have definitely, absolutely been talking about all of the preview changes. What do you mean? I know I haven't stopped taking a look at them for like a year. Anyways, that was a little awkward. Tap that like button and let's go. So for me, really, I was thinking about where I should kick this video off, and I mean, considering the fact that it's been so long for me, I could barely remember. I don't know if you would be able to remember at all, and if you could, I mean, like, shout out to you, you're a real one. I don't know how you remember a random video of mine from like 300 videos ago. Anyways, when shaders were initially implemented, I remember my mind being somewhat semi-blown here, like the sun blinded by the lights of the weekend going on. It's like insane. I was so like breathtaking away moment. I thought it was beautiful, emotional. One thing I specifically remember being pretty ecstatic about and a little dreamy about is the lighting coming from torches. I remember dropping down a normal torch and then looking at a redstone torch and going, oh my gosh, look at the glow. Imagine if there's like different colored lighting, maybe the soul torch or maybe like the candles get different light as well. Taking a look at like the overall, just everything, I mean, it was beautiful, very, very nice looking. Minimal fog going on though, and when you see what we look like nowadays in just a second, I mean, clear as day, you're gonna see how far they've come. Over inside of a Minecraft preview for Bedrock Edition, slide into global resources, open up my pack, scroll all the way down to the bottom. I have a lot of packs now, add-ons, you know. Wait a second, where did it go? Oh no, I mean, I think it's gone. Whoops. Anyways, inside of my packs right here, Poggy's Luminous Dreams Graphic Pack V0.4.7. Warmly, I would like to send a huge thank you to Poggy Islet, the wonderful lad himself, and for the most current version, as of the recording of this video, of the Luminous Dreams Pack. I believe when we checked out shaders about a year ago, I mean, it was definitely one of Poggy's shaders, but I think it was like an early version of Luminous Dreams. I also would like to send a big shout out to King Dark and Honk It to 26113 as well. I'll go ahead and leave some Twitter links down below. Once we find our shader pack nowadays, if I tap activate, then slide over to active, and then tap on this, we have a brand new settings menu that definitely wasn't here the last time I took a look at it. Slide into that menu, and we've got different setting customization options for the shader. This is kind of like, you could think of it as almost like presets or whatever you want to call them. I'll show you some of the differences later, but for now, we'll roll with default. And back over on the main menu, oh, it's beautiful. Luminous Dreams icon right there. Oh, this is stunning. If you're looking to do a little bit of preview testing yourself, one of the biggest things that you will need to enable for your world is going to be this experimental toggle right down here, Render Dragon features for creators. With this enabled, when you jump into your world, essentially you get super secret video settings. First things first, inside of a brand new world that's beautiful, the bright and early get morning or the middle of day. Anyways, first things first, inside of this world, of course, the lighting everywhere. It's immediately what I noticed. It's stunning, it's beautiful, but at the same time, it's like nighttime-y vibes on the horizon a little bit. It's kind of wonderful. There we go, at the real beginning of the first day. Take a look at that sun as it slowly rises. We get that orange fade out right there. This is, of course, all customizable from shader to shader, but most importantly, that stunning looking shadow, handsome if I say so myself. I mean, it's been optimized and is much better looking than ever before. In fact, I don't even remember if it was here before. Kind of amazingly, the shadow is also super in tune with all of my movements. Like, check it out. As I'm punching, you can see my arm moving. As I start emoting, the shadow actually emotes too. Look, maybe this is a simple thing, I don't know, but like, at least to me, maybe I'm a simple man, I don't know, you be the judge, but at least to me, this is pretty mind-blowing and shocking, and really just, you're like, wow, Welcome to the future, baby. All right, now right off the bat, let's take a look at some of the blocks around here. I don't know if you can notice what's going on, but take a look at the sand. It looks like it's actually properly a little bit bumpy. And then maybe say like back up on the hill, the grass, yeah, it kind of looks like the grass maybe has some like levels and layers to it if you look real close in the log. Oh, absolutely. Excuse me, all of the terrible drown. I don't know where you came from. Go back to the water. Excuse me, terrible drown. I don't know where you came from. Wow, you're looking bumpy though. In the bright and early morning, when the light hits the log just right, you can kind of see it looks like the log has some like depth to the texture or whatever. Well, all of that's going on because back over inside of the main menu, if we slide into this pack right here, tap on settings, that's all what is called height maps. Now, height maps are essentially a different thing that I think is, correct me if I'm wrong, built into vanilla Minecraft, where different blocks have different bumpiness. Anyways, adjust that setting in the menu, back out, let it load for like literally 1.5 seconds, and then we're good to go. Without height maps enabled, jumping right back into that same world, and all of a sudden those classic Minecraft textures are standing out a little bit more than ever before. I mean, take a look at how the sand looks. This is crazy, and also it's like with the sunlight hitting it just right, a little bit glistening. It's kind of beautiful looking. But yeah, once we go ahead and adjust that, all of the textures remove all of the bumpiness and get a little bit closer to vanilla Minecraft. For today's comparisons, I think this is the way we want to roll because it looks a little bit more familiar to how we're used to seeing things in vanilla Minecraft without any shaders. Now, moving through the forest right here, the light rays right there, look at how beautiful that is. You could really notice it in like the darker areas, like on the trees, once we step into the light of the sun. Like, check out that birch tree right there and how the rays are bouncing off of those leaves. Wow, that's stunning. There's something about how these light, when it ends up hitting a hill and like softens the color, it makes it wash out a little bit, that I just love. Like right there, I could make that the thumbnail for the video if I was doing like a simple one. But anyways, carrying on and running around, take a look at the distance right there, the fog that Mojang has worked on and that this shader has implemented since we first checked it out. You can see it on the hill over there. It looks like actual proper dense fog. Like it almost starts to look like I'm in like realism craft or something. And just the appearance of the fog alone in like this valley right here, it makes it feel like humid and warm mid-July hot summer nights when you and I were forever young. Oh my god. Oh, it's beautiful. You know what's kind of always funny to me is when you check out any of these shader packs though, whether it's Java, Bedrock, whatever, you get this beautiful like fog, hazy stuff, and then you take a look at the clouds and it's just like, whoa. Moving over towards the ocean where we can see more of the color gradients going on, especially by the horizon, and it's stunning. So as you know, for the videos lately, I've been messing around with quite a bit of Bedrock, realism craft, add-ons, whatever you want to call it, quite a bit. One of the most mind-blowing things that I ever noticed, time set, day, midnight, sunrise, sunset. What the? This is stunning. Being able to set it to sunrise and just check out the beautiful rise of the sun in all of its glory. Look at this right here. So it starts off real low and dark and pretty dim, to be honest. We got the moonrise going on over there too. Of course, you're talking about shaders. One of the most beautiful things that you could see is the sun coming up over the ocean. You see the reflection of the sun in the ocean, and slowly everything is getting more and more bright, and shadows are beginning to be cast right behind my back. Take a look at just everything, like the sand hill behind my back, in the water, and oh yeah, speaking of water, those things in the bottom, that's a drowned, actually glowing in the ocean. But yeah, just like slowly as the sun actually starts to rise, and you get a little bit of hazy fog off in the distance, this tree line over there, and it's like, I mean, I don't know how many more times I can say it's beautiful today. Using my god powers though, we can do sunrise or we can do sunset. The sun slowly moving below the horizon. This shot right here is just beautiful. Look at how the water is like shiny and like glowing. You can see like salmon swimming around down there. And the sun, it looks like hot. It's burning up in the water, baby. It's stunning. Now nighttime in just a second here is going to be the perfect time to show off all of the lighting changes. But before that, the super secret video settings I was talking about. With the enhanced rendering enabled inside of your world, slide into the normal video settings menu, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you get deferred technical preview. That's the graphics mode we're on right now. By default, it might be on simple or fancy. You need to switch it for shaders. After you switch it, you tap on this, scroll down right here, and then we get all of these other customization settings. We also have this option right here for deferred rendering. If I want to, I could go ahead and increase the render distance, and just like normal, my render distance goes up so I can see farther, and the fog kind of moves a little bit farther away. Wow. Look at that hazy blue moon glow night. Anyways, back inside of the settings, render distance, and then graphic options down here. Now, right now, unfortunately, if you hover over these toggles, you don't get anything, but this is one big thing that I think Bedrock teams should focus on is maybe making it a little bit more clear as to what each setting does. I know if you're like, know about shaders, then you already know what bloom is and obviously what reflections are or whatever, but I feel like maybe by the time this releases and it's available to like a lot of people, it's a huge learning opportunity. Like what actually is anti-aliasing or volumetric fog quality? For today's preview, I mean, when I jumped into it, initially all these things were kind of scattered all over the place. I went ahead and bumped them all the way up to Ultra so you can see how they look like on Max. Alright, so take a seat, because if you're not prepared for this one, you're gonna be blown floored. First off, the familiar, the redstone torch. I mean, we'll place it out at nighttime, and it's red. You can see the red lighting all over the place, overpowering the blue all of a sudden. It's wonderful. Take the redstone torch out. The normal torch, oh, it's warmer than ever before. It actually matches how it looks warm in the item right there. I love it. We take that out. The soul torch is blue now. I don't know if it was before. I don't remember. I even checked it. I can't find the old version to even test it, but oh my god, it's blue. Now, if we go ahead and put the red torch right there next to the blue, and they kind of start to blend together a little bit too, making a little bit more like green in the middle. Red plus blue, it makes green. Oh, the warm torch right there too. I love how the lighting actually goes a little bit farther with this one because it's like brighter properly than this torch or the other torch right there. But those are just the torches. What about, say, maybe the candle? It's a red candle. If I place the red candle down and light it, it should be red, right? Oh, yeah. If I place the red candle down and light it, it is absolutely 100% red. That's so beautiful. What about other candle colors? Let's say green. You want that moody green lighting? Oh, no big deal. You got the green candle for the moody green lighting. You can really see right there on the sand. Now that I think about it, though, maybe a better way to show off the lighting would be a proper blank canvas block. You know, something like white concrete. Look at how that glows down below there, and you actually get that real red lighting. I love that. Same with the green one right there. You could really see it in that thing. This almost looks like that whole like graphics thing from a couple years ago, like ray tracing. Ray tracing is the word that I'm looking for, that I never had a computer that could actually have ray tracing, so I never really got to check it out. But yeah, the colored lighting that you can really see in the block down below it is so cool looking. So real quick, a couple other colors, maybe you want to check them out. We've got black lighting, we've got pink lighting, we've got light blue, and then we've got orange. Removing the black down below so you see the lighting a little bit better. The orange, of course, is like warm as you would expect. The blue, it's cold, it's cool, and it's blue. This is insane to be able to see different color lighting properly inside of Minecraft. Now, interestingly, the black one, maybe you're wondering about that, it's just essentially like the purpley, clear, white looking light, but still, I mean, a light is a light. It's beautiful. Also, check out how the reflections end up hitting the blocks once you move farther away. That is so beautiful. Placing a block down in front of a light source, I mean, this is so shocking looking. Like, the lighting, it just, like, instantly goes away. I mean, exactly what you would expect, right? But then you get the shadows being cast from the blocks as well. Especially that strong light source right there. That is so good looking. Another cool couple of lighting blocks that I found right here is frog light. Of course, the purple frog light is properly purple. The green one right there, it's properly green. And check out the green, how it's almost like, it's really bright, you could see, but it's like more dim, like soft lighting. Last but not least, the yellow one, the warm one, oh, it's way more warm than the green one over there. Like the green is like the dim version of that or whatever. And then the purple is like the cool one. Wow. Another cool light block that I thought looked really, really good was the sea lantern. It's like the white, bright, modern light compared to frog light or glowstone that's a little bit more warm. A different light that I was testing out when I was testing out everything for this thing is the copper bulb as well. Now, to be honest, I'm not too sure if this is like still maybe being worked on, maybe it's a new block, whatever, but you can tell there is some light coming from the copper bulb. It's just like a little bit more dim. Eventually, once I make it all the way to the top, I mean, clearly I do have a light over here, definitely, but compared to, say, what's going on with the sea lantern, I mean, it's nowhere near as much bright light. When you want to talk about cool light stuff going on, what about under the water? Jump under the water and, I mean, well, it's beautiful looking. You do get shadows depending on where the sun is, but actually, to be honest, there wasn't too much to really catch up on or check out under the water. The fog and the distance is the big thing, and then, of course, the cool sky texture that's overlaid with the shader pack as well is beautiful, but, like, the fog, especially at sunrise, sunset, I mean, it's crazy how far the graphics update has come, and it's only been in development for, like, a year. Like, definitely at the beginning of all of this stuff, all of these different settings down here, they definitely weren't a thing, and I don't even know if it was possible for the different shader packs to have default settings as well. So, next up, let's go ahead and take a look at the fog. It's like, fog, beautiful, right? Back over on the main menu inside of this settings right here, if we move this over, we got desaturation, and then we've got intense fog. Let's check that out. Shader test world, just a minute ago, it looked like this. The shader test world, now it looks like this. You could tell, I mean, maybe it's like a little bit more subtle than one would think, but you could definitely tell there's more fog going on, especially off in the distance, the horizon, than there was before. At sunset hour, you can really start to see the fog going on in like the peripherals. Once I start to spin and turn and the land gets a little bit farther away, you could really see the fog happening. And then when I rotate back, there's like a little bit less fog going on, right? Now, sunrise is one of the most vibrant hours of the day. It's very, very warm feeling. Another thing that we can adjust in here is the saturation. This is an experimental feature though, desaturation. If the world was maybe getting a little bit too warm for you, well then, voila, check that out. With desaturation enabled and jumping into the world, I mean, it's a little bit less almost like, I don't really want to say cartoony, but, you know, it's a little bit less warm and maybe almost a little bit more realistic, real life feeling. Like before you had life in 2018, and then here you have life in 2024, and it's just like, you know, it hits different. It's not necessarily worse, but it's different. So next up, just so you know, for the rest of what we're checking out today, I'm putting it back to the no height map option. Portals, and this is one thing that I actually haven't seen quite yet, so I don't know what to expect. I know obsidian is a shiny block, so like the light kind of bounces off of it. This is so cool looking, but the portal itself, once I build another portal and light it, what is to expect right here? Oh, whoa, okay, that kind of makes sense. It's kind of just like purple frog light, right? It's a purple portal. Oh, the light stands and shines really, really bright. The sun doesn't seem to pop up through it. It's a little bit more solid than I would have guessed, but wow, that's so good looking. That's ominous. And it's purple. But what about the nether? I haven't seen the nether either. Whoa, oh, wow, oh, wow. I knew that these logs were crazy looking, but I didn't realize that they would look crazy inside of the nether. Oh, it's dark in here. You're gonna move into the nether with the shader back enabled. You're gonna need like a torch or something for real. Oh, wow. That's kind of how I imagine the nether would actually be though, right? It's like a dark lava cave. Now, inside of the nether, this is where I could really test one thing. Is there, no, there's no dynamic lighting, but there are so many add-ons for dynamic lighting out now. So it's almost like whenever shaders do roll out, you can combine shaders with the dynamic lighting add-on, or maybe it's going to end up being built out for shaders a little bit more. But wow, that's so evil feeling inside of the nether here. It's like a big empty cave inside of the warm forest biome too. Ooh, it's like almost like terrifying. I almost don't even want to be here. Especially looking over this way where it starts to get like a little bit more wide open and everything. Wow, look at how good looking that is. And last but not least today, the final thing that I wanted to test out for our little catch-up here is the weather, the rain. What happens if it's early sunrise and we got rain going on? Wow, first off, those sounds are those the default ones, or had those been changed? It's been so long since I stood in the rain and actually enjoyed it. It's beautiful sounding. I love it actually. But anyways, the rain texture right here, it's not bad compared to what it is in vanilla Minecraft. I mean, you got the jumping, bouncing particles all over the ground, but you know, this is like weather you could actually tolerate. And actually, I mean, I think the sand is just reflective as it is, but in the rain, that's a cool concept. And making blocks be able to say like become reflective if they were to before, so they actually look wet. Have I just found the frying table and cooked? It's safe to say Minecraft's lighting update, it's come so far. What do you think about what's been going on? You tell me all about it down below. If you'd like to see a part 2 or something, checking out even more maybe different shader packs, let me know by tapping like. If you like shaders and you want them now, next up, check out this video. It's been me, Waddles, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.